My journey started in a Muslim country. In my earliest memory was a lifestyle, not necessarily a religion. In our region, Islam transcends religion into the life and being of the person. The word Islam being submission, meaning that the person would come into submission at the highest level of their thought, soul, and spirit. There's the political side of Islam, and then there's the side of Islam with a lot of people that hope to experience, and that's the intimate relationship with Allah or a God. And our hopes and our dreams at the time were that we were going to have this opportunity to start really experiencing Allah and Islam on a different level. My journey really began when we decided that for the future of our family and for the sake of the future generations in our family, that we were going to flee. And that journey started, and as it did, more and more questions arose about what Islam was for us, because our region was in turmoil regarding this religion. What is it that Islam is about? I mean, is it about these wars? Is it about this conflict? What is it? And as we moved from one country to another country, seeing wars, seeing refugees, my heart began to cry out and seek God. When we finally arrived at our home now, this gentleman said, "Welcome to your new home." And he said, "Don't say anything. I will take care of everything." And so we were shocked because we had never seen this sort of gesture from anybody. We were on the run as refugees, and this sort of handout was completely unfamiliar and foreign to us. From his ethnical background, we presumed that he was a Muslim. Later on, we find out that this gentleman is not a Muslim, but a converted to Christianity. And he did everything within his power to get us into a home, to provide the necessary first steps for us to become citizens of our home today. Next, we ended up in a Christian refugee welcoming center, which basically was a home where we had finally come and can say this is our home. And in this home were people, Muslims that we had encountered in our travels, that had made it through the stages of refugee status to finally being there. But this couple were a Caucasian couple who were very friendly and who asked nothing in return for their help. In fact, they shared their home, their food, their time, and everything they had for nothing. This was completely against surprise. Slowly they help us transition into finding our own place and our own life. One day, a strange lady in a very nice suit knocked on the door and said, "Who is your family?" And my sister, knowing very little English, said, "We are refugees." She said, "Enough said." And these men, strange men, come out of this Cuban with furniture, couches, tables, everything you can imagine. And in one day, she filled our home with furniture. And again, we said, "Who is this that expects nothing in return and has done this out of her own accord and free will just to be kind?" My sister, being wiser than the rest of us, soon said, I will meet with these Christians. And so she did. My mother started saying, these people, we don't know what they want, who they are. It just can't be for no reason. So started questioning what's going on. But my sister, being bold and a little bit rebellious, went out and met them. Soon after, strange people started coming over, welcoming us, giving us things, telling us that they loved us. And they invited us to a church service, which we entered into. And it was a world unlike anything we had ever seen before. Men, women, children together, worshiping God together, speaking about God together. The women seemed free. The men seemed to not be wailing, but rejoicing, which was very different. I was always taught to cry and to plead with God, yet these people laughed with God. They rejoiced, shouted, and danced, which was completely foreign to me. After the service, the gentleman with the very nice suit and tall came up and greeted me and said that he loved us. Completely foreign. And he said, I want you to come every Sunday. And just because this man was so friendly and we had no other friends that had been so good to us, we started attending every Sunday. Unfortunately, a few weeks later, the gentleman in the church passed away suddenly. Now my experience from meeting someone new and exciting and who was reaching out to us became completely changed, because that person now is gone. Many years later, me and my brother, we are adamant about Islam, and we believe that Islam is the only way and the only truth that anyone could ever believe in. Yet we had no means of an organized place where we can sort of express these views. So we came up with the idea, we should start a gang in the neighborhood with all the other boys. Since they're ethnically the same background and the same belief, it's a perfect time. And we felt a sense of segregation, so we thought if we unify under Islam and our cultural backgrounds, that we can be stronger. And so we did. Soon after, friends came together, and Islam, or the idea of Allah, was what we had in mind. You know, it was our goal to serve as soldiers under Allah. But being young and still not smart enough, we got into trouble. My twin brother goes off to prison. When my brother came out of prison, he told me